What's going on, everyone? As promised, King Midas collects ThereCanBeOnlyVaughn back again with another video. We talked about yesterday getting 2 boxes from Things from Another World, so we opened one yesterday. We're going to open up our new comic book day books from a couple weeks back. I think this was the one prior to that was like 3 weeks ago. This is from like 2 weeks ago of new books. Now I'm going to show you some books that I'm pulling out. I have found a presser. This guy is interested in pressing some books that I have, and what's cool about it is that every time he sends in submissions, he's gonna he leaves room because he doesn't send out a full 25 or something. So we're gonna collaborate together, and I'm gonna send them books every time he sends books, so that it's like one shipment essentially. Split the cost on the shipping. It's so much cheaper to do that. Do it this way. I'm really excited for this venture. The only issue is that the way that he was talking about his pressing, absolutely pristine, but he doesn't clean at all. So any older books that I have that might be clean, I might not be able to give to him, but that still leaves room for a lot of moderns that really just need pressing. And then I'm going to ask if he's ever cracked a slab before, because I want to send back that Vengeance #1, the Mike Deodato 1 in 15 variant. I got mine back in an 8.5 about a year and a half ago. Not pressed, not clean, so I think it would benefit from a press to bump it up a few grades, because there's no color breaking spine tick. So I'm not really sure what's wrong with the book. There were no graders notes even for an 8.5 given for this book. So anyway, I'm going to show you about 4 or 5 books that I pulled aside, so we'll get to that in a second. For now, let's see what we got in our shipment that came to the house the other day. I haven't looked at these yet. I just looked at the invoice, kind of a reminder of what came out about 2 weeks ago. So here we go. We have Amazing Spider-Man 88 Bay, B-E-Y, Beyond. So it's one of those side issues there. This is Batgirls issue #3. Looks like the cardstock variant there for that. I'm a big spoiler Stephanie Brown fan. I thought her 2010, 2011 series was absolutely phenomenal. Really, really big fan of that. Here we have issue 10, Batman Catwoman. DC Black label. I mean, is there any... There's only one reason why this cover was picked up. Well, let's be honest. This is actually the first one out of the 9 that I didn't get the Jim Lee variant cover. Of course, this is all going to be in alphabetical order here, so I guess we're starting from A, going on down. So we have Buffy, the Last Vampire Slayer, issue #3. Actually really digging this story. Next up, Chicken Devil, issue #4. I think this is the final issue of this 4-issue miniseries. Really, really cool book, actually. Have a lot of fun reading it. Art style, left to be desired. Depends on if that's your shtick or not, but the story is pretty good. Here we have Devil's Reign, issue #4, the A cover. There you go. Next, what I like too is that they do the same thing where one book down, one book up kind of format, which is really cool, really neat. Draculina. Anyone pick up these Draculina books? Issue #1. This is the Rose Besh cover here. I picked up a few of the covers. We have a FOC reveal cover. Still cover price, of course. And then I think there's one more. Oh, hey, TMNT 1 homage. So I was telling you guys, Dynamite's doing this with a lot of their books. So there you go for Draculina. And then Evil Ernie for the, was it Raphael variant there? TMNT variant for issue #3. Faithless 3, issue #1. This book is filthy. There is a Jenny Frizen 1 in 25 variant that I'm trying to buy too, so hopefully we'll be able to find it on the internet still. Sanctum Sanctorum still had a copy, so I want to order it from them. Geiger 80-page giant. We were waiting for this for weeks. Bruce and Stephanie Comics, shout out. Talking about this on his FOC every single week. Excuse me. Next up, this is a Things from Another World exclusive variant cover for issue #2 of Good Boy, with that Biggie homage there. Pretty cool if you're a hip-hop fan like I am. And no ticks on that bad boy, so that's great, because it's a little raised there. I want to be careful of that one. We have issue 6 of the Harley Quinn Eat, Bang, Kill Tour, issue number 6. The Derek Chu cover, right? Is this Derek Chu? Maybe, no, it's somebody else. But that's based off of the animated series. That is on HBO. Phenomenal if you're not watching it. Phenomenal. Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, issue number 4. Lucky the pizza dog there. Enjoying whatever explosion. Hell Sonia, issue number 2. Just more Parillo goodness. Those are all cover buys, man, because I just love Parillo. We have Hulk, issue number 3. This is the David Nakayama homage to issue number 1 here. Of course, issue 3 is the cameo appearance of the Black Hulk. So I'm sure that book will probably spike up a little bit. I Am Batman, issue number 6. I really wanted the Black History Month variant, but I for whatever reason I didn't order it. I think they just weren't available for pre-order from Things from Another World. They might have been sold out already, so I missed out. Didn't get it. We have Jennifer Blood, issue number 5. And then again, another one of those TMNT homage covers there. Pretty cool. Next up, we have the Joker, issue number 12. Little punchline action. I think I'm only on issue 3 of that still, so I desperately got to catch up. Next up, Life Zero, number 1. I think this is pretty cool because this is Marco Cicchetto, and that artwork on Daredevil that Cicchetto is doing, chef's kiss. So saw his name attached to that book, had to pick it up. And a number 1 to beat. To boot. What's the beat mean? Maestro World War M, issue number 1. Peter David at it again. These Maestro minis have been incredible. See what I did there? Magic, issue number 11. Get my MTG fix on. Enjoy that cover. Moon Knight, issue number 3. Finally got this, man. I've been trying to get them to send this to me for months. This is the second printing variant. First appearance of Hunter's Moon there. I don't know. Second printings, they tend to do well if there's only... I don't even think there's a... No. They did make a... No, that was issue 1. Issue 1 had a 3rd and 4th printing. New Mutants 24, Peach Momoko variant. Told you when she does these these panels of the characters there, where it's just like a portrait of them. Awesome. Next up, Noctera, issue number 7. This is the Fabic variant. Fabic. We have Prophet, the Facsimile, issue number 1. 30th anniversary of that. Pretty cool. Remarked after Liefeld. And then we picked up the Greg Capullo one as well, because, I mean, it's Greg Capullo. Come on now. Next up, Radiant Black. This is issue 12, right? Yep. Issue 12. I'm actually missing issue 10, so I gotta go find that somewhere. I'm sure an LCS will have it. Next up, 2 copies. I think there's 3 total copies of this, but 2 of the Souls of Micah Red Sonja Valentine's Day Special 2022 books. Yeah, we had to pick up a couple of those. I mean, that's cover buy right there. Next up, Rise of Dracula, issue number 2. Anything Dracula related, we got to pick it up. We got one shot here, Secret X-Men. I heard my boys, iFanboy, who I've been listening to for the last 10 years on and off, but I've recently started listening to their podcast again. Talked about this book, and it's just like, yeah, why? Do I need to read it now? They did a decent review. I'll go with just that. Spawn 326, the one book that you still need to buy because it is still $2.99. Only book out there that's $2.99, I believe. Some of the Spawn, King Spawn, Gunslinger. I think Gunslinger is actually $3.99. Son of Kal-El, issue number 8, with Jackson on the cover there. These two are going to be major players going forward. We have the Best of Jennica, TMNT. All these covers have been awesome. I think that they've moved on to the Transformers now. I think this is the final one that they can do for the Turtles. I did all 4 Turtles: April, Casey, Splinter, and now Jenica. More Sozomaika goodness with the Vampirella 2022 Valentine's Day special. I think we got a new superstar in our hands for 2022 here. And last but not least, The Walking Dead issue number 32. So I've been picking these up because it's good to see it in color. And the best part of these books are those throwbacks where he's just kind of showing Kirkman rather is showing his thought process and what he was going through at the time writing that book. And it's incredible to get that never before seen insight. And he did say that these will never be collected in trades or hardbacks or anything like that. So this is the only time that you're going to be able to find these in color, is if you buy the single issues for Walking Dead Deluxe. All right, so these are in Mylar. What I'm going to tell this presser here is that hopefully he has bags and boards. I'll provide him other bags and boards, but I want to keep the Mylar because we all know Mylar is expensive. I sent 12 books last time to CGC. And you know, they always rip open the bags and just toss them, so that's 12 Mylar bags that I'm missing out on. And I use the full backs, you know, those are expensive too. So this is one of my favorite books when I was a junior senior year in high school when it was going on. DMZ, so this is issue number 1. So this book means a lot to me. I did a lot of a research piece on this essay my senior year, so I want to get this for the PC. This is strictly for me. I'm pretty sure it is a 9/8 candidate. It just needs a press. It's got a couple little dings there, but they're not color breaking. Next up, Zatanna book. So this is one of the Paul Dini books from Vertigo from the 90s. This is pristine because it's whatchamacallit, I forgot what they call these, but it seems like it's never been read, so I want to get that pressed. Or it doesn't need to be pressed, I want to get it slabbed, excuse me. This one is another one, you just don't see this book out there. It's a low print run. This is Robotech. So this is Maycross number 1, the very first adaptation of Robotech in America. As you guys can probably see, there's a couple spine ticks. Got 1, 2, 3. I think there's a 4th, 4. Okay, hold on. Let's recount. So corner dinged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the top corner, and then the other corners are pretty sharp. And then and then there's another tick down there as well. Problem is, again, as I said, with the press, it's not gonna do anything about those color breaking ticks. It might minimize them a little bit. The cover is a little wavy, so that's gonna clean out with the press. But I bring this up because the same guy, when I went to his store, it was a toy store, and when I talked to him on Sunday, he goes, well, he showed me this 9/6 Ultimate Comics Spider-Man number 1, which is, I believe, the origin of Miles Morales, that first number 1 ongoing that they did for him after Ultimate Fallout. And it had about the same amount of spine ticks that this has, and it came back as a 9/6. And I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't believe it. And then he had a 9/2 Crow. And I talked to Nick's Kicks and Comics about this. Hey, what do you think about this 9.2 Crow first print? Do I pick it up? I was really considering buying it. And then I took a look at it, and man, you know, this guy obviously presses his book. He said he pressed it. He did what he could, but the way that it looked, man, you can see all those dings from like 15, 20 feet away. Not color breaking, but I was like, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They still got a 9.2. But what was more egregious was that Ultimate Comics Spider-Man getting a 9.6 and how banged up it was. So if that Robotech comes back as an 8.5, man, and it comes back any higher than that, like, okay, cool. All right, so we got 2 big bangers here. We have first appearance of Thrawn, Star Wars Heir to the Empire. I bought this in a collection back in November. I think it was 5,500 books, all DC, 1984 to about 2012. After 1 year of New 52, 90% of this collection was DC books, but he had a couple Star Wars books, and he had like maybe a run or two of some Marvel series. This, I believe, is cardstock, or almost like cardstock. Not as good as the cardstock now, or as thick as the cardstock DC uses, but it has one small and then two about an inch. You guys can't see it. It's about an inch in, but it's not color breaking. So I don't know what you guys have to tell me if you can get. I know it's more difficult, but I wonder if these can press out because of the quality of the paper. If it presses out, this book is pristine. Those are the only issues with it. So here's hoping. 9.8 is much more significantly higher value than the 9.6. I mean, obviously we'll take the 9.6. ROI will look okay. I bought that collection for $2,900 for 5,500 books. So if that comes back at 9.8, that's already half of it. And that's only one book. There's still 5,499 other books. You know what I mean? So here's hoping. I definitely want to send that in. Fingers crossed, guys. And let me know if you know anything about cardstock, and if you can get things out. And of course, I think I showed you guys this before, but I can't just have this book sitting around and not be slabbed. X-Men 94. We looked it over in the shop. There's no kind of trimming or anything like that. All the pages, we counted the pages. They're all there. White to off-white, but there's the spine, a lot of this stuff can be pressed out, but there's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 small color breaking ticks. So we were thinking like it can be a 7 in the condition that it's in, but this book, I don't want it to get any further damage, so it's got to get slabbed. And I'm looking forward to seeing how much better it's going to look after a press too. So what do you guys think? Those are only a few. I'm going to probably make another video and show you some other books that I want to send. A lot of the books are going to be PC things of artists that I really love, like Dustin Wynn, Jenny Frizen, Art Germ, Adam Hughes books. But I have to delegate which ones I want to keep for the PC and which ones I want to ultimately start selling, right? I got 25, almost 26,000 books in this house right now. So I'm really looking forward to getting something going, getting an online little vendor, so to speak, as the community does, right? The secondhand market is fantastic. I just want to give back to, because I love this hobby just as much as you do. So that's going to be it. Thank you for tuning in, seeing the Things from Another World box opening, and a couple of the books that I'm going to add to a submission out to CGC. So if you guys have any suggestions or just want to join the conversation, be sure to leave a comment down below or join the Discord, which is in the description. Thank you so much. Remember to always bag and boredom.